Hi, welcome to Nick and Nancy's Crafts. Today we're going to be making a little crocheted pumpkin. The materials you need is some yarn, a crochet hook, and depending on what size yarn you use, this one happens to be a J, and I've got 2 strands of yarn held together. You need a piece of a tree limb. I just cut off a little thing, and if you want to tie raffia around it, and then you need a hot glue gun to glue the stem in place, and any kind of stuffing material, old shirts, old cut up yarn, anything, plastic bag you could stuff in here, anything that you want to stuff it with, or you can go buy the super fluff and stuff it with that, but upcycling is better, to use leftover stuff you have. So what you're going to do, grab your yarn. If you're a crocheter already, you're going to make a little loop going around your finger, put the yarn through, and then put your hook through that, and then draw it up. And then you're going to cast on as many as you want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got 8 chains on this one. After you start your chain of 7, well, on this one I did 7, then you're going to go through and just do a single crochet through each of them until you come to the end. Then you're going to chain 1. Now you're going to go back through the back loops only, the 2 back loops, and go through the back loops only, 2 back loops, because I'm using a double strand of yarn. And you keep doing this until you make it as long as you want the project to be. Alright, when you get a desired length, like this is pretty good for a small pumpkin, well, I'm going to do one more row because I want that to be even for both ends. I like to work so I have the yarn coming off of the start and the finish is at both ends, because that way when I show you what I'm going to do, I have yarn at both ends to sew. Alright, then what you're going to do is fold it in half like that, and after you make your 1 stitch, I just go back between the first stitch, go through both of them, and then go through both of them over here, pull it through, make a chain. So single crochet through on both sides of the material of the yarn project that you're doing. Go through that part, go through this part, so you have another little ridge coming through here for your pumpkin. And then you're going to cut it with the scissors. Give yourself a long enough tail that you can so it looks like this. Okay? You see that ridge? It's all sealed together. So then what you're going to do is you're going to I've got one here. You're going to get a needle. I usually use a large eye needle so I can get the yarn in there real easy. There we go. Now we're going to go through. I just go in and out and try to catch a few stitches just so I can gather it up. Go all the way around. Pull it real tight, and then I usually just go through the whole big bunch of stuff down the bottom just so I can really secure it. So there. Then I turn it inside out, stuff it, gather the top, stuff it with some fleece that's in my pocket. Now I go around the top. Now sometimes I turn it inside out and stitch it first. I think this is the one I did. Yep. You turn this part inside out before you stitch it. So you have that other ridge that you sewed in there. So when you stitch it, you turn it inside out. So that ridge is on the inside. Okay? And then you gather the top and you make it small enough to insert your stick. I'm just looking on the ground, around the ground, to see if I can find another little stick. But I left a little tiny hole right there in the top. All right. Usually if I have a tail or something, I shove the tail in the hole before I put the glue in. It's just gonna add a little more stuffing to the pumpkin. All right, so I got my little stick. I would put a dab of hot glue, then you can form it the way you want. You want a flat pumpkin, you want a rounded pumpkin, depends what you want. But put a dab of hot glue in there, stick it in there, and then get some raffia and tie it around so it looks like this one. So that's how to make an easy little pumpkin for Halloween and for fall and Thanksgiving, and looks cool. Thanks for watching Nick and Nancy's Crafts.